Hi there, Lisa Swayze here for the Spell of Language. I got the news that our school will be having remote instruction through the end of the school year. And I, like many of you out there, depend on Zoom to deliver that instruction. Although I won't claim to be a Zoom expert, I have become very creative user in this conferencing platform. And I wanted to share a very practical and efficient literacy lesson that incorporates reading, spelling, vocabulary, and writing all in one session. Let me share with you the information. The Spell of Language website is available free for your use until June 30th, and this should help you with your remote teaching. In order to obtain a username and password, all you have to do is email William T. at thespelloflanguage.com and he'll set you up for your account. While I have this up, if you could take a screenshot of the information, that might come in handy when you go to get your subscription. So today I'm going to show you how to access the Spell of Language lessons and how I teach these lessons to my groups using Zoom. The activity is teacher directed, but the students can be active learners by reading words and definitions and using the annotate tools to reinforce decoding skills and writing of sentences. The annotate tools are available to students who have Macs, PCs, and iPads. Students who have Chromebooks do not have access to the annotate tools, but I ask them to write at home on a pen with pen and paper on a whiteboard, and then to share their information with me using the camera, just like that. Before I open the Zoom sessions, I go to thespelloflanguage.com. So let me show you how I do that right now. So go to the Spell of Language. That's already in there. I use it so much. .com. And you'll see this. And you're going to log in. I'm already logged in. So once you're logged in, you will go to Lessons. You'll see a drop-down menu. Go to Spelling and Beyond. And up will come a list of grade level material. I'm going to choose second grade, level 2. Press go. And this will bring you to this Get Started page. We're going to click Get Started. And look what you have here. You have some very rich vocabulary lists. Now, these lists are not made of arbitrary words. They're correlated with spelling words from several different famous and popular spelling programs. So they are very rich and useful. So because it's third quarter, it's toward the end of the year, you're probably not going to start at the beginning of the list. So take a look. There's quite a few to choose from. I'm going to use 2.15 for today's lesson. So when you're choosing your words, you're going to click and highlight the ones you want. During the school year, I differentiate by choosing fewer words for some students, and for faster students or those that need a challenge, I usually put more on their list. For today, I'm choosing all 20 words. So click the ones you want and you see they're highlighted. You're going to click Select, and that gives you a template. So here's your template, but you don't want to use that for Zoom. You want to print student lesson. Click on that, and that will give you a PDF. Bring up your PDF. And that's what we're going to use. So let's take a look at what we have here. You have a word bank on the left side and you have definitions on the right. As you scroll down, you see a matrix with decoded words. And on the second page, you have the word bank with some lines for spelling. Now, during the school year, I print these back to back. But for Zoom, we're going to do some scrolling. I usually start in the middle of the lesson with this matrix. Now, before I present this to the children, I'm going to take a look and find out what phonics rules, what patterns I see. And I notice in this that I have some OU and OW words and some OI words, and I'll keep that in mind when I'm going to teach. So I start by having my students find patterns. The dots mean sounds and words. So 3 dots means 3 sounds, although there might be more than 3 letters in the word. The underlines mean that 2 letters or more make 1 sound. You'll see arrows signal a change. In voice and choice on this page, the E signals that the C makes the soft S sound. In other word lists, the E is going to signal that the vowel will make the long sound or say its name, or it might be a signal that G would make that soft J sound. I also have some rule breakers here, some exceptions to the rule, and you'll notice those because you have some smaller letters above the letters in the words. For example, in this word country, OU doesn't say ow, it says and if you look at worse and worst, the OR doesn't say or as expected, it says this time. So I invited my friends here to be my students. Marion does not have annotate tools. She has a Chromebook. So she's going to use her whiteboard at home and she's going to hold it up to the camera. And then I will do any kind of writing or indicating with the annotate tools for her. So let's get this going. So class, what patterns do you notice in these words? Anybody notice something that's the same? Lois.
I notice that there are a lot of words with OU in them.
You are so right. There are quite a few words with OU in them. Would you do me a favor and you can either stamp or you could use your drawing tool and circle those words with OU in them. What does OU say?
Ow.
Ow. You're right. So these words are going to have the ow sound. Does anybody else notice another kind of a pattern in this word list? You can raise your hand and let me know. I will unmute you. I'm going to call on Katie. Katie, I noticed that some words have OI in them. What does OI say?
OI says oi.
You are so right. Please circle or stamp the words that have OI in them. OI. William, I noticed that there is a word that has 6 letters and 6 sounds. Could you circle that? 6 letters, 6 sounds. Jean, I noticed that there are 2 words that have a soft C sound. The E signals the C to say the or the soft sound of C. Could you find those? And you can circle them or put your initial next to it. Marion, use that whiteboard that you have at home, and I want you to find the words that have the OR does not say or, it says You have a couple of words in there. All right, Marion found worse. Oh, she found another one. She found worst. So I will mark those for Marion. Okay. Oh, somebody's getting fancy with the box around the soft C. Nice job, folks. Anybody have any questions about any of those other words there? What we have? UE says ooh instead of you. All right. Let's read these words. I'm going to, now we could take turns reading them one at a time, but because the kids' pictures are not in the same order that they might be on my computer, I'm going to mark their initials next to a row. So I'm going to have Katie, you're going to read these when it's time. I'm going to have Marion read this row. I'll have Jean read this row. I'll have William read this one. Sorry about that. Let me move that over a little bit. Oops. All right. And I will have, who did I leave? I'm sorry, Lois. Let's put Lois here. All right, Katie, could you read the first row across for us?
Mouth, round, power, round.
Did you notice that one of those words in there did not have OU, but it had an ow sound?
Yes.
Which one was that?
Power.
Power, nice job. Marion, you have the second row here.
South, sound, boil, choice.
Nice job with that. Jean, third row.
Join, joint, noise, oil.
Very good. William, you have the fourth row. Oh, let me unmute him. Oh, I guess he muted himself. William, you're going to have to unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
All right.
Voice, point, belong, country.
All right. Which of those words in that row had an OU, but it didn't say ow like the other ones?
Country.
Country. You're right. That's a rule breaker. Lois, last row.
Worse, worst, glue, 11.
11. Nice job. Which of those words had more than one syllable?
Let's see, 11 has more than one syllable.
It does. You're so right. All right. So if I wanted to save this page, I could click save and it would download a PDF for me. But if I scroll, I can't scroll because the annotate is on. So I'm going to clear, I'm saving it. Save. Screen, clear all the drawings. And I'm going to scroll up to the top. Oh, I have to take off my annotate button too. Scroll up to the top to do the definitions. Now, I would normally have the students read these words to reinforce them, and we would go through those quickly. But to save time, we're going to skip that step. But you can do it if you in your own lesson. I will read the first we're going to do definitions and words. I will read the first definition and show you what I'd like you to do. One more than 10. Which word? I'm going to scan down. I'm scanning. Oh, I found it. 11. So I'm going to use my stamp and check off 11 because I'm using it. And I'm going to use my text tool and I'm going to type in the text box 11. Could I have a volunteer to do the next one for me? No. Okay. Marion, I would like you to do this one on the whiteboard. Could you read the definition out loud? I will help you with any words that you have a hard time with.
A greasy liquid substance that does not dissolve in water.
All right.
That's a really big sentence.
It is a big sentence. You were so right. Something greasy. Could we
Mouth,
skim down? Mouth. Let's see. Is mouth a liquid?
no.
No.
Oil,
Oil. You are so right. Okay. How do you spell oil? I'll type it for you.
OIL.
There you go. And I'm going to stamp oil as a study skill. Now, the other kids might be getting bored by now. So what I tend to do is, I don't do that. Let me erase that. I will put their initials. William, I'm going to assign you this one. Jean, I'll assign you this one. Katie, this one. Lois, and Marion, another one for you. So you can be reading ahead and figuring out your answer, and then we can do them together. William, oh, nice job. If the students have a hard time placing their text box, you can place your cursor, and the blinking cursor has been a signal for some of my students who were learning how to command that text box. Jean, Jean, this is a tough word. What's that definition there?
Oh, that word is spherical.
Oh my goodness.
And it means round,
It sure does.
like a ball of the earth.
Can you type in round next to my blinking cursor?
Why am I not getting that? Can I put my own text box in?
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, you can. Yep.
Okay. Why is it not working?
Click on the T for text.
Right. Okay. There we go.
And once you get it typed, then you have to click outside of your box to make it
Yep,
show up.
I did it.
Okay. Katie, you did a nice job there. Could you read your definition and your answer?
A selection is choice.
Nice job. Lois,
Okay.
would you like me to put the blinking cursor here?
Yes, please.
Will that help you? This is a good time to mention that if the students have never used the annotate tools, don't expect them to be able to place them beautifully the first time that you use it, because it will be all over the place. They need a couple of opportunities, but even my first and second graders have become pros at using the text and the drawing tools after only a couple of sessions. Lois, could you read that definition for us?
The direction to the right when facing the sunrise. I picked south.
South. Excellent. And Marion, do you have your definition, your word on the whiteboard?
I do. I have to change it because sometimes I get confused.
All right. So what does your definition say?
To come together.
Nice job. And you
Join.
said join. How do you spell join?
Join.
All right. Nice job. And I will check that off for you. So, so we could continue on. But again, make sure that you save the page if you want to save the student responses. So I will save my page before I clear it. And then I scroll down. I have to get rid of annotate again. I keep forgetting. Scroll down to the sentence section of this page. And again, I might have the students read the words quickly, but I challenge them. I would like you to write a sentence that has 2 or more of the words in it. Now, sometimes the students have no idea, their creative juices aren't flowing, so I'll assign them a word. William, I would like you to use the word noise in a sentence for me. Now, the students can annotate and use that text box simultaneously at the same time. So in order to not have overlaps on the screen, this is what I like to do.
Could you say that word again? I'm sorry.
I would like you to use noise in a sentence. So I'm going to put William's initial here. That's your space. And I'll put Jean here. Lois, you can write yours here. Katie, start your sentence here. And Marion, I'm going to start yours here. When you write your sentence on a whiteboard and show it to me and read it to me, and then I'll type it for you. Okay? So see if you can use 2 or more words in one sentence. And I would like you to use your drawing tool to underline the words from our word bank. So after you've written your sentence, underline the word. Oh, good job. I made that up, didn't I? Uh-oh. I'm a little crazy with that one. All right, awesome. William, could you read your sentence for me? We'll unmute you.
I couldn't hear you because there was a lot of noise outside.
Nice job. So you can have the kids read the sentences to each other to finish off this lesson. Again, I'm going to save the page because I'd like to see the student work. And put out my annotate. So that's how I teach my spell of language lesson. Again, let's recap. Go to the spelloflanguage.com, enter your username and password, sign into your account, click on lessons. From the drop-down menu, click spelling and beyond, choose your grade level, press go, press get started, choose your word list and highlight the words you want to use. Click select at the top of the word list and the template will appear. Choose print student lesson, bring up that PDF and look for your patterns, share your document. Now you can use this lesson any way that you choose. I just showed you one way that I like to use it. Take a screenshot of this page if it's handy for you. And I'm going to flip down and give you that contact information again. William T. at thespelloflanguage.com. get that username and password. And we'd love to have you with us. Thanks, everybody.